This is Richard Amoroso, member of the Philadelphia Orchestra. I'm dressed up and ready to go have a concert tonight up in New York at Carnegie Hall. And I thought before the concert, before I head out, I would like to do a video and follow up on the intonation video. So as stated in the previous video, I talked about two ways of playing out of tune. One is not being able to hear it or know that you're playing in tune, and one is that your fingers just fell in the wrong place, which is normal. And like I said, one is easily fixable, but if you don't hear it, you have no map of what it should sound like, you're really in big trouble. So we're going to talk about today how to hear better and train your ears, or as my teacher once said, how to floss out your ears, okay? And the way I do that, or the way that I suggest to my students they do that, is put on a tuner and put on a drone. So what I have here is basically this tuner. I have this set for A440, or maybe slightly a bit above A441, and I have an octave above. I like putting on A natural, whether I'm playing an A major scale or a D major scale, the tonic or the dominant. For this video, I'm going to leave this on A natural and play a D major scale, okay? So let me just play the first few notes. And I'm really tuning my ear to this note, the drone, and listening and making sure that it's absolutely in tune with the tuner. And like I said before, we want to just do twos and the third note, twos and threes. As I said, this is just a matter of tuning your ears, okay? And making sure you recognize and respond quickly. I liken having a drone on, similar to when you're driving, you have sort of lines in a road. And the more alert you are and the more you are aware, the more you stay right in the middle of those lines. If you're a little bit tired or not paying attention, you're gonna drift. If you really aren't paying attention, you might even crash, okay? And that's obviously a very extreme example. But the more alert you are and the more able to see and stay in with those lines and know what the parameters are, the more easily it is to just keep that car straight and narrow. It's no different than the tuner. You need to be able to hear this note and then turn the tuner off and listen to it and sort of memorize what that sounds like. And same thing with the next note, okay? Do this day in, day out, go up this scale. And again, this is really a great strategy, just again, to tune your ears. It really sort of heightens your sensitivity, and that's what we're talking about. Now let's actually take it one step further. Sometimes I'll put this tuner on, okay, right now I have it on 440, and I'll raise this note about 6-7 cents. Now that's really sharp, okay? However, my ears are going to be flexible and listen. I'm going to be very precise then with my tuning, with these two notes. And I could go up the whole scale playing this in this sort of sharp, very bright intonation. Then, after that, I'll take this down, below 440. Okay, and this is again just to sort of train your ear. Okay, this is much lower, but let's say you're playing in a building that sort of with an organ that's flat, you have to be able to adjust. Of course, the open strings need to be tuned appropriately. That's obvious, makes things a lot easier. However, things fluctuate. Things fluctuate due to temperature. The orchestra, when we play, fluctuates, and you have to be able to kind of go with the democratically established key that you're playing in and maintain that sonority of the key. These are really great sort of techniques to kind of, again, floss your ears and be that much more sort of responsible to your ears and to an outside source. So give that a try. It's a lot of fun to kind of go back and forth and play different keys and different sort of sonorities and different sort of textures of sound. I will say it's easier for me to hear a string player playing in a certain key. It's a little bit more difficult when I hear a wind player because the texture of the sound is so different. I'm used to hearing violins and pianos, and that's kind of where my ear settles in quickly. But after many years of playing with the orchestra, my ears have definitely been sort of tuned to sort of different kinds of sounds. Let me know how that goes. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any other kinds of strategies that you are working on. If you learned something from this or you enjoy this, hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Okay, we'll see you all soon.